This woman said she met this Nigerian man on TikTok, and after talking for a year, she decided that she wanted to go and surprise him. They did discuss it before and everything, and he was like, no, I want to see you. I want to see you. And so, she saved up her coins and made her way to Nigeria so that they can meet in person for the first time. You already know what time it is. Story time. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let me actually go ahead and whip out my notes. I don't want to miss no parts. So let me whip out the notebook. So this Haitian woman was married for 11 years. Her and her husband had 3 kids before divorcing. Now, after the divorce, she went, worked on herself, therapy, all that jazz. A few years after that, she ends up meeting this man on TikTok, a Nigerian man who is based in Nigeria. They hit it off, they talk, they get really close, really cool. She meets his mom, his sister, his brother, really his entire family, virtually, of course. They discuss her coming to see him, but not before he's talking about different enterprises that he is looking to start. With how well things were going between them, she decided that she wanted to help him out with his business, so she went ahead and she sent him some money for this supposed factory he was going to be building, and we'll get more into that a little bit later. Anyway, though, she coordinates with his mom and his sister to plan this surprise visit after she checks in with him like, hey, I'm really thinking about coming. I just want to make sure, Neo Hamgo, you're serious about me, blah, 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 blah. He's like, no, I'm serious. I want you to come. So she's like, say less. Fast forward, she plans the trip. She buys a bunch of stuff. She buys stuff for the mom, for the sister's baby, the entire family. And she buys him a whole bunch of stuff, nice things, expensive things, iPad, all that good stuff. On top of that, she also even gets things because she wants to donate some stuff to orphanages and those who are in need while she's there. She arrives in Nigeria and has to travel to Benin City and Edo State. Now, she's there for a month. So when she initially gets there, the sister picks her up from the airport, gets her settled into the brother's house. The mom is there. Everyone is super welcoming, super nice. Now, the first night she gets there, she's welcomed, like I said, by the family and everything. His mom prepares a meal for her. Now, she says that she was a little bit skeptical, especially because she's Haitian, but she was like, they were so kind to her. She didn't feel no type of way about it, and so she just went ahead and she ate the food. He gets in from work. He's coming in, doing his usual routine. He hasn't peeped that she's laying on the bed. He looks and he sees her, and he seems to be really excited, really happy, really ecstatic. So he's hugging her, kissing her, telling her how happy he is to see her. The next day, his sister takes her to the market area so that she can exchange some money, but also pick up some fabric and some other stuff. On their way to the market, his sister is like, hey, just as a heads up, don't give my brother any money to exchange for you. I'll take you to the place. I'm gonna wait outside. That way you know what the rate is and you can deal with them directly. And so your money situation is private. But whatever you do not give my brother the money to exchange for you. At that moment, she's like, all right, no worries, no problem, and not really thinking anything more of it. Later that evening, they get back to the house, and, the brother's like, oh, how's your day? Tell me about what you did, blah, blah, blah. And she mentions that they went by the place to exchange some money. And he's like, oh, who did you go with? Was my sister in there with you? Did she tell you where to go? Blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, yeah, your sister was super helpful. She took me to the place, da, da, da. All the things that the sister was like, oh, and don't bring this up, she brought all those things up to the man. And while he didn't really react in any way, she could tell that he was bothered by some of what was going on, but she couldn't really quite put her finger on it. But anyway, over the next few weeks, the sister starts coming around less and less and less, to the point that she's not really coming around at all. The mom, who was the only one who was cooking and making sure that, she was fed and stuff like that, really stops cooking and everything. She's now starting to feel some type of way about it, because she's like, why are people treating me like this? Why is everyone being mean? And so she confronts the sister and is like, hey, what's going on? And she's like, well, my brother said that, you felt like I was taking your money, and you said that you didn't like my mom's cooking, da da da. So apparently the brother, the Flindon Jima Jakase, trying to mix up the mom, the sister, and the woman so that nobody would be on her side. Nobody would be there to support her. And so essentially she would be isolated. Now, knowing this about the guy, she, figured out that she needed to move differently because of just all the different things that he was doing. And she was realizing that the only person that was on her side was actually the sister. Now, the entire time she's there, they are doing adult activities, but when they did do these adult activities, it was unprotected. Keep that in mind because that'll be important for later. Y'all remember when I brought up the whole factory situation, how she had given him some money to invest into this business that he was trying to start up. The entire time she was there, she kept asking like, oh, like, can you take me to the factory? Like, I want to see the factory, blah, 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 because she gave him money towards his factory. And the entire time, like, nobody ever was able to tell her or take her to this factory for her to actually see it with her own eyes. And so, which for me personally, it will lead me to think I Fenlo and it was giving lies. And I digress. What was really bothering her though was the fact that the entire time she had been there up until that point, he hadn't taken her out to do anything. Like the only time she went out was when the sister took her out to explore, see, and do different things. Like other than that, he wasn't taking her anywhere. And so she got fed up and she brought it up to him like, hey, like, what's going on? These are not the things that you were saying. These are not the things that you promised. Like, we haven't done nothing. We've just been sitting in the house. And so he's like, oh, I'm sorry about that, blah, blah, blah. And so the next day he plans for them to go and do something. Now, here's the problem. They get to the area, they do the activity. She loves it. It's nice. It's a good time. But then when it's time to pay, he looks to her like, hey, you got some money for me? Annoyed, but still wanting to keep the peace, she goes ahead and like sends him some money so that he can take care of that, along with some other things that she needed him to take care of. Y'all tell me why, like within 5 minutes of her sending him the money, he's already spent it on other things, talking about he needs more money because he had to use that for something else, but can't provide an explanation as far as how to speak. Even more frustrated, she sends him a little bit more money. Is like, hey, go ahead and cover this and we'll go from there. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but they manage. Fast forward to, around the time where she's supposed to be heading back. Now, here's where it really escalates. He had told her that, when it was time for her to head back, because she was going to fly out of Abuja, that he would fly with her to Abuja so that she wasn't there by herself because she planned on spending a few days. He gets their flights and everything. The plan seems like it's solid. The day comes where they're actually supposed to head to the airport to head to Abuja. Now, all of a sudden, my guy's talking about, well, it's election time. My mom doesn't want me to be on the road. She said it's dangerous, blase, blase. Like, he knew this the entire time. And the entire time was like, he gonna go. But now, all of a sudden, he's talking about, oh, his mom said he can't go. Now, she's frustrated. She is screaming in the middle of the street. His sister is trying to calm her down because they were together. And, like, now the sister's husband has now been involved. And they're all trying to console her, and she's unconsolable. She's like, this doesn't make any sense, blah, blah, blah. The sister is in agreement because she's like, why would my mom say he can't go? Like, why would she even get involved in this? Now, the mom called and talking about, yeah, I said that he can't go. I said he can't go. But it's very obvious that, like, he's coaching his mom on what to say. Fed up and frustrated, she decides she just wants to go ahead and proceed and head to the airport. And so the sister and her husband take her to the airport. By the time she gets there, there's an issue with the flight. And so she actually has to stay over till the next day. At this point now, old boy is blowing up her phone talking about, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. If you give me another chance, I want to talk about it, da, 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 da. All of which ends up being all talk, no action. The next day, she boards her flight. For those few days in Abuja, she actually ends up staying with one of her friends, which makes it a lot more enjoyable, but just a lot more comforting, especially given all that she had already gone through. Fast forward, she gets home. Fast forward a few months later, she still hasn't gotten her period, only to realize that she is what? Pregnant. Come back for part 2 because we are out of time.